This happened to me when I was 16. I'm from Cleveland, but I moved to a small village in Illinois. It was about a 4-hour drive from Chicago. I was sad that I left my friends behind, but I was a relatively extroverted guy, so I'd at least have a couple of friends before college. My parents told me to study and get the best marks on my exams, but I preferred to go on Omegle. Remember that thing? I spent hours talking to people. Some were nice, some were weirdos, and some were downright disturbing. There was one that had permanently burned itself into my mind, and I've never been the same since. I logged on, and the first person I saw was a guy, about my age, with long black hair, an Iron Maiden t-shirt, and a blank stare. I tried to start conversation by asking him what his favorite Iron Maiden song was, and more of those types of questions. I eventually was going to click out of the chat room, but he just put his hands up as if he was telling me to stop, and with the deepest voice ever, he said, "Stop." His voice startled me. How could he have known I was going to click out? "I'll show you my deepest, darkest secret," he continued. A grin appeared on his face. I felt uneasy. "I haven't told my parents about my girlfriend, so I'll show you." He got up, went to his closet, and took out a big sleeping bag, filled with what seemed to be a human being. I couldn't move. I was terrified. He opened the bag. There was a girl in there who had a gigantic smile carved into her face and a knife sticking out of the top of her skull. I left the chat room and threw up. I told myself to never, ever touch Omegle again. Since I was new to my town, I didn't know anyone to tell this experience to. So I'm telling it to you. I don't know where that sicko is, but I hope he hasn't hurt anyone else. In 8th grade, some kids in my class started to use an app called Omegle. Even my friend Liam started using it. Liam normally wore a blue hoodie and black slacks and had shady brown hair. I never was that person who used the internet much. I studied a lot, and Liam was always telling me how he catfishes people online with Omegle. This really frustrated me, since he did it in a not-so-legal way, by making money off of it. I tried to visit him sometimes, but he never answered, so I would look through the window, and sometimes he would be dressed up as a short girl with a girl voice modulator. Liam is very much into computing and technology, therefore he probably made a voice modulator. A few days later, he started skipping school, and it confused me since he always came to school at 7:30 in the morning. He never responded to any text messages or calls. However, one day, Liam decided to call me and tell me to go to his house like nothing had happened, as he chuckled on the camera, which kinda creeped me out. So I politely declined, and he started getting mad. He shouted, "I'm gonna kill you and your parents!" Then Liam hung up the call. After that, I called the cops and told them where he lived, but when they searched his apartment, they couldn't find him. They found dead bodies of men and even some of my friends. Since that day, I moved far away from Liam, although I wonder what could have happened if I listened to him and visited his house.